Hello everybody, I am Sammy Fitzing the Dragon Team here today, and welcome to Pokemon TCG Online Mad Dragon Wednesday, where each and every single Wednesday we take a look at an interesting deck involving the Dragon typing, and play a game or two with it and see how competitive it is. Sometimes it actually might be viable in a competitive tournament, maybe a regional or something like that. Maybe we could get you today too, I don't know. And sometimes we have a deck that's not overly competitive, more or less just kind of good and just more mediocre than everything else, and just kind of, you know, most you'll probably get used something like along the lines of a league challenge win, maybe a league challenge top 4, I don't know, maybe a cities top 8, And then of course we have decks that are just so outrageously bad that you just be mad to play them in actual competitive tournaments. Hence the name Mad Dragon Wednesday. And today we have a deck that kind of falls into somewhere between the mediocre and just kind of outright bad category. And that is Flygon, Giratina Flygon. And the idea of the deck is pretty much lock down your opponent with Giratina and while using Flygon to make sure our opponent has nothing. That's the idea behind that. Sandflap is ability on Flygon that I've been hyping up for a while now. Ever since Flygon came out all in Primal Clash, I've been saying, hey, this card has a lot of potential to it. And I honestly think it has potential to it. Its ability is pretty darn good. It's Sandflap once during your turn. Before you attack, you may choose either player. That player shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck and draws 4 cards. So that means you can either make yourself shuffle and draw 4, or your opponent shuffle and draw 4. So this is good if you have, let's say, like 1 or no cards left in your hand. Okay, Sandflap, and you can have a bit more cards to work with. Let's say if your opponent has like a 10-card hand, and you can go Sandflap and make sure they have a fairly small hand. Now, I like this number 4 because, you know, it's good both ways. It can be good for you and at the same time bad for your opponent. And the reason for this is because, well, because 5 would be too much. I mean, like, it would be good for you, but it would be bad for if you let your opponent use it, you know? So you wouldn't ever want to use it on your opponent. 3 would be good to use on your opponent, but bad to be used on you. So I feel like 4 is a very good number. And I feel like Flygon is a very overlooked card, but I think I know it will be competitive someday. And his attack is not that terrible either, honestly. Sandtomb hits for 80 for a grass of fighting colorless. When it first came in Primal Clash, I didn't think anyone would ever use it. But then Double Dragon came out, and, well, you actually could attack with this attack, honestly. Hits for 80, and defending Pokemon can't retreat during the next turn. It's really good if, like, for some reason you want to last send or something weird up and just want to lock in the active spot. You know, it's good. It hits for 100 damage. It's pretty good. It's a good attack, in my opinion. So yeah, of course we have Giratina, and I've been showing off this card a little bit lately, and that's because Giratina is just really good. Chaos Wheel hits for 100, and your opponent can't use special energy cards, stadiums, or even tools. So it's a pretty good attack. It's kind of like Seismitoad's Quaking Punch, but it only hits for a lot more, even though it's a lot more expensive as well. And it hits for weird stuff. So the obvious partner for this card was Vileplume, but I'm thinking more along the lines of Flygon at this point. You know, I'm just trying to test it out. I don't know if it'll be good or not. And of course we have GiraGon with the Dragon Road ability. You know, another card I've been featuring a little bit as late. And you know, if you have this Pokemon to play, all dragons have 2 less retreat costs. So basically, of course, if the stadium's also in play. So, Reshiram has free retreat, Flygon has free retreat, along with Brava. And of course, if you want to have, since GiraGon and Giratina both have 3, this ability does stack. Not everyone was aware of that when I first started playing GiraGon but this ability does in fact stack. So you can put 2 of them down, and all of a sudden, your dragons all your dragons have free retreat. Now, the only Pokemon that don't have free retreating tech is, of course, Trapinch, which is a fighting type non-dragon, because there is no such thing as a dragon Trapinch, unfortunately. And then there is, of course, Shaman EX. Because, you know, I'm playing Shaman because setup is, well, good. That's all there is to it. Shaman EX is a really good card, and setup is a really good ability. you know. So that's cool. So yeah, the whole entire idea behind the deck is to hit for 100, 120 with Muscle End, which we play 3 of, and, you know, yeah, lock down our opponent, well, make sure that our opponent has nothing. It's a fun idea, but I don't think it's going to be that competitive, unfortunately. I really wish Flygon would be good someday, but I don't know if, like, this is the obvious partner for it just yet. I really think Flygon will be good, I really do. I really have high hopes for you, Flygon. But, and let's look at some of the other items in this deck. An energy retrieval so we can get back our energy. I'm kind of debating whether or not I want this thing in the deck or not. Professor's Letter so we can search out an energy. Once again, debating. Rare Candy, 3, because, you know, 3/3. And 2 switch to switch out if we need to. 4 Ultra Ball. I was debating actually putting a Level Ball in here, but I decided against it eventually. 3 VS Seeker, 1 Ace Trainer, you know. 2 Lysandra, 4 Sycamore. I think like this line right here is kind of it's kind of, you know, the thing at this point. And Zero Sick is another card I'm adding to the deck. Now, at first glance, you wouldn't want Zero Sick in the deck. So why would you want Zero Sick when you're using Giratina? Well, you're not going to be able to. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to use Giratina during your first turn during your first turn where you can attack. It's especially if you go second. If you go first, then maybe you can get a Giratina attacking your second turn. But in case you know you're a little slow getting your Giratina active and attacking, you know you can use Zero Sick to get rid of your opponent's, you know, special energy or tools that they attached a little early. So you can go, no, I see what you did there, and I don't want you to have an extra DCE in play. So yeah, because how people can win with Night March and Queen Bee, or Vespiquen as people are calling it, is if they get like multiple DC in play before you can start using Giratina. And Zero Sick prevents that issue while knocking out one DC in play and getting rid of the other with Zero Sick. So that's why I like Zero Sick. I'm trying out Teammates, but I don't know about it just yet. I'm playing 3 Shauna here over Birch because it's a personal preference. You know, I like Shauna better. That's just me though. I think I'd rather prefer a 2-2 split, but I don't want to have a 2-1 split. It just sounds weird to me. You know, and since, you know, Giratina has a Renegade Pulse ability, which says Megas can't touch it, we're gonna punish those people who play down their Megas and go, you know what? No. Anytime between turns, 2 damage counters on you. And I'm also trying out Skyfield, and I'm 100% sold on this card in the deck. It's mostly just for so we can overbench a little bit if we need to. Let's say we want to get 2 GiraGon in play or 2 Flygon in play, along with the 2 Shaman and another Giratina and another Reshiram. We can do that. And if our opponent knocks out our Stadium, if we decide to do it ourselves, we can just usually probably get rid of a Shaman or 2, maybe even a Reshiram. Depends on the situation, I guess. Of course, we have the 3 Muscle Band, the 4 DDE, and 6 Fire. Now, I am debating a few things. I am debating taking up like 4 energy for the Fire energy and the Reshiram, and adding more Troll and DC instead. And also taking out the Skyfield and just kind of going solo Giratina, Hydreigon, Flygon, you know, just going that route instead. But I'm trying to go the little power-up route because, well, it is Mad Dragon Wednesday, so we're going to be a little crazy here if we want it to be. And, you know, we'll be a little fun. I feel like next week or the week after or sometime in the future, we might try to be a little bit more lean with the deck, you know, a little more focused with the deck. But for now, we're just going to go the more fun route, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's the list. It did take a little longer than I would like it to explain it, but, you know, it is a very intricate deck. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Hi everybody, we are back and we're facing a guy named BZ, whatever. I can't even read that. Seems like he's seeing some kind of fire deck. I was too busy trying to read his name to get too much the info of the preview, and we're starting with Shaman. Interesting. With a Shauna in hand. Okay, I just want to go ahead and say I do not like Standard that much because the supporters suck. That's why I like Expanded a lot. Because we have N and Juniper and What else do we have? No, we have Juniper Colress, and honestly that's about it, but still, it's definitely better than that. Okay, we're gonna start this thing off with the discard of the teammates and the fire energy for what do I want to get here? Alright, let's get the Trapinch here actually. And then we will Shauna. And we will do that. And forgot to check to see if I have another Shaman, but luckily we do. And for okay, both Flygon in there, so I don't feel too bad about getting rid of one of them. And I think I'm gonna tap the energy here and pass. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Or do we retreat? I don't know. I think we'll just keep it up in the active for now, just in case I feel like sky returning for whatever stupid, silly reason. It's alright. My opponent also attaches a fire to a Shaman and passes. Okay, it's that kind of game. Okay, Shauna. Yes, we will Shauna. Still not gaining much. Of anything, really. We didn't even get another fire. Attach a double dragon energy there. Yeah, we're dead drawing. Well, that in the format sucks, but that's just me. Some people like this format, but I don't know. I do not know. I'm just glad that the regional will be expanded. No, I'm pretty sure that other people, there be people that are unhappy about this, but I'm personally happy about this. Especially since it's just so wide, you know? It's a really wide open format at this point. Okay, probably top deck that Hoopa X, and I was maybe just gets 3 different kinds of Charizard. Interesting. I think someone likes Charizard, and my opponent attaches another fire energy to the Shaman EX and uses Sky Return. And we continue to have nothing. We're gonna Lysandra up that Hoopa because, well, we really have nothing else better to do. I kind of hope I top deck a rare candy soon. Okay, my opponent touches the fire energy, and I will assume he will pass. Mega Evolves and pass. Okay, okay, we do get a Vibrava. That's nice. That's nice. Start. It's a start. Okay. Still no Giratina. Still nothing. Touches a fire energy to the Charizard that is a Mega Ball. I think my opponent's gonna take. No, I did not take that back. Okay. Okay, what are we gonna do here? Evolve there. And we will Sandflap. And I'll Sandflap myself. And interesting. We only have 1 fire in there anyway. Well, I guess I have no choice but to Sky Return. And put this thing up. Actually, I should have put a Muscle Band on it, because then I could have put a Muscle Band there, and then... Oh well. I had an opportunity to put the Muscle Band on the Shaman, but I didn't want to, because in case I was just gonna retreat afterwards, but... That's fine. I don't know if I necessarily want to Sandflap here, because, well, my opponent really doesn't have anything to begin with. Did attach a double dragon energy there. That was just because my opponent had a Shaman. So, I think I will discard. It's actually kind of tough decision when I discard here, but I think I'll discard both the Reshiram for the Giratina, Triple Blaze, Task Return, Shaman. Okay. Yeah, that would be perfect. Do I even want to sand flap anything? I think I want to sand flap my opponent. Yeah, I'm giving my opponent a better chance to draw stuff, but at the same time, I don't think he's been drawing well to begin with, so I think this is a safe play. Could be wrong, but I don't know. Oh, the opponent gets a Robo Sub. In my defense, I did not think my opponent would be playing such a card in the deck. I guess for 300 damage with no drawback, since... Oh, that thing's starting to get a little scary. There's one fire energy on it. Okay, I'd like to get a stadium sometime soon. Hopefully. I don't really want to Sycamore here. That's how odd this hand is. I think I'm just gonna Shauna here. Yeah, Shauna. Another interesting hand I have. Muscle Man there. I keep not getting my stadiums, even though I play like 4 of them. To do it to myself. And still Clunkville. Alright, that sucks. We have used 3 Shauna this game. Interesting. Interesting. Kind of curious to see what my opponent's going to do here. Hit me for 300 damage is scary. I think my opponent... I think it's just kind of more or less a stall deck until my opponent eventually gets a Mega Charizard up. And just kind of hopes to stall, and just not stall, but like run rampant from there. I think that's the plan. And my opponent gets a lot of stuff in play. And we still have yet to get a Giratina out. And this is like turn, what, 4 or 5? Ugh. And sadly to say, this actually is kind of normal. You would want to get a Giratina up sooner, but this deck is very clunky. I think maybe take out the Reshiram and some of the fire energy might be the better play. Let's go straight up Sycamore there. Now we get this thing. We're still not getting much, unfortunately. We do have a couple... We don't have any fire in the discard pile. We do have 4 fire right here. Still no stadium. But I'm gonna... Actually, we do have the stadium in Skyview, but I don't know if I want to put it down. But I decided to anyway. At this point, I feel like I just need to attack or something like that. Just apply some pressure. I think my opponent's content with staying behind that wall for now. So I'm going to want to make him come up. Hit for 130. Nice, decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, no prizes taken. My opponent confidently puts up that thing, which tells me, uh-oh, I'm kind of screwed. Well, the good news is that Giratina can't be one-shot by this thing, because resistance to Megas! And all that fun stuff. My opponent is going to use Lysandra here. Not Lysandra, but Via Seeker. So I was going to go for the Lysandra on something. Gets a Silent Lab. Intriguing. Oh, the Silent Lab actually would be kind of not fun for me. We get that stadium out, which is kind of cool. And I think I'm just going to have the Sycamore again. I've only gotten 1 DDE at this game, which is kind of terrible. Alright, need to search my deck to see what's in here. Oh, I prize a Trapinch. We only have 1 DDE in here. Interesting. Okay, let's get the GiraGon. I forgot to... I haven't actually used my supporter in a while. Not my supporter, but my... Oh wait, we can teammates. Let's do that. Let's do that. Double Dragon Energy. What else do we want here? What else do we want here? I think the Zero Sick here, even because we're out of Seeker. I'm gonna hold on and not use Flygon's ability, and we'll Chaos Wheel. Okay, now we're finally starting to see this thing come into play. And for some reason, Hoopa EX has taken some damage. Oh wait, no, it hasn't taken some damage. It already was 30 damage on it from the Sky return from earlier. My bad! Alright, that's fine. Now, my opponent's in a weird, awkward position. Oh, retreats! Can't blame him. I don't want to do that right now. I think I'll hold on to the sand, actually. Because eventually I feel like the Mega Charizard will be knocked out by itself. The worrisome thing here is the Charizard EX, though. Puts up the Charizard EX, probably to start wing attacking, so he can Combustion Blast next turn. Which is smart on his part, by the way. Okay, I think 60 damage is dealt to me. And at this point I do want a Sand Flip so I can maybe get a Lysandra. And I do get the Lysandra. Ooh, I can get double EX knockout here. Bring up that one, hit for 120. Get 2 prizes because the stadium knocks it out, and the stadium knocks out that thing as well. Okay, we're in a very much so better position. All my Reshiram are gone though, which kind of sucks. I kind of regret doing that now. I got the double knockout, but at the same time, there's no damage on the Charizard, so maybe, I don't know. I just wanted to take I really wanted to take prizes though, because I needed to get something going. Then again, I forgot the fact that Mega just kind of gets knocked out, but whatever. Guaranteed he's not going to Mega Evolve now. My opponent did realize, wait, is my opponent going to Mega Evolve here? I couldn't imagine my opponent actually doing so. Opponent decides to end me. I think my opponent's just trying to get rid of cards. We're just smart. Our opponent's actually playing this smart. He uses Combustion Blast for the knockout. At this point, I'm kinda on the back foot here. At this point, I actually would want to Sand Flip my opponent, but I have to Sand Flip myself because I don't have anything going. Still don't have anything going. I did not get the Giratina down. When I had the Sky Field down last. At this point, I don't think my opponent's going to Mega Evolve here. Let's see, how many Lysandra are gone? 2 of them. All 3 via secure, so I can't Lysandra here. That's a bummer. The Flygon is too valuable for it to go down here, so I think I'm just going to retreat to it and let the GiraGon take a turn or 2 of a beating. See, I'm struggling against another weird and fun deck, so that tells you... Oh, my opponent actually decided to do that. I don't really agree with that at all. Because that... My opponent had no idea of knowing I was going to do that. So, that's, to be fair. Crud. Oh, do I have enough Giratina left? That's what I want to know. I want to Sand Flip myself. No, I kind of want to Sand Flip my opponent. Alright. kinda, let's see if I can find if there is a Giratina left. There is one Giratina left. I was unable to draw it. I don't want to run into a crud. Yeah, this thing's giving me a hard time, believe it or not. I know, it's hilarious. Laugh at me. Laugh at me. But, alright. Trip pinch. Put that down. Actually, huh. 80 damage, 100. I just want to get a lot of damage on that thing, so, like, I can hopefully just let it not be knocked out that way. Alright. Because my opponent will not take a knockout here. Opponent's playing Colress. That's a different form. Oh no! That was my win! Oh, that was my out. My opponent was unable to get that, so... Alright, Yeah, I think we should probably take out the Skyfields and the Reshirams and just go straight troll. But oh well, we did a valiant effort though. There's no point. There's no way in heck I'm gonna win at this point. I believe. Yeah, there's no real way I can actually win. Ooh, no, the ability's knocked out. It is an ability, and all my steams are in fact gone. Science Lab was the difference maker here, and what prevented me from taking the game. It is unfortunate here, but I think like I'm just gonna let my opponent. I can't retreat. Why not? Should be able to retreat, but oh, abilities are silly abilities. Just gonna Ace Trainer. I'll draw everything. That's fine. I lose anyway. I don't know why I'm putting Lysandra, but that Silent Lab was actually the difference maker there. Crud. Yeah, we lost to a deck like that, as hilarious as that is. So that just means I need to test with this deck more. I did in fact enjoy this deck. I do feel like this deck can be at least somewhat playable and competitive if we tune it a bit more. I feel like it just needs a bit more testing on my part, and if you feel like testing this deck and maybe want to try to make this more competitive, go ahead. I think maybe taking out the Reshiram and just going straight Giratina, GiraGon, and Flygon will maybe be the better play. I was trying to put Reshiram there so I can get some more energy acceleration going, but I feel like maybe that is not the way to go here. So I don't know. I think maybe we could put a Miltank in here. You know, I feel like maybe the way to build this deck is kind of like how you would build, I don't know, Giratina Vileplume, but just with a lot more troll, because you can't afford to use more troll items, I feel like. So I'm going to go back to the workshop with this deck and try to fine-tune this thing a bit more. Anyway, I'm Sammy15 the Dragon Tamer here. Please like, subscribe, all that silly stuff, and I'll see you guys, hopefully, next time. Oh, and by the... Oh, wait, I forgot one more thing. Sorry. Follow me on Twitter if you feel so inclined, if you like my other stuff, like my other competitive stuff, like competitive expanding and competitive standard. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, and because the day afterwards of doing those things, I may or may not give out the deck lists I used during those videos. So yeah, once again, this time for sure this time, please like, subscribe, all that silly stuff, and I'll see you guys on next time.